A manufacturer has been selling 1,700 television sets per week at $480 each. A survey indicates that for each $14 rebate, or you can think of it as $14 discount in price, the number of sets sold will increase by 140 sets. And that makes sense. The lower the price, the more customers. Part A, find the demand function, P of X, where X is the number of television sets sold per week. Part B, how much rebate should the manufacturer offer to maximize revenue? And finally, Part C, given cost function, what amount of rebate will maximize the profit? So we have to be careful. In Part B, we are maximizing the revenue. Part C, we are maximizing the profit. All right, so let me get my iPad involved and so for part one, the question was that we want to find a demand function. We know that, let's see, we were told that 1,700 television will bring in customers buying the product. This TV is at 480. Now here you have to be careful though. My input in here, your first logic or the first thing that comes to your mind, that this should be 480 to 1,700 as output. Not so, because the question is clearly saying find the demand function P of X. So the X is the input, okay? Let me clear this out. So 1,700 attracts the price of $480. And the problem is telling us that the discount of $14. So if I subtract $14 from 480, I get $466. And the sales goes up by 140. Adding 140 to 1,700, I get 1,840. And so once again, remember that, let me put here that this was TV, this was price, and TV in here and price. So the number of TVs sold, which is my input, and the price that is output. Okay. Now from this information, I can go ahead and find the slope of this linear function. Why is this linear? Because the problem is saying that for every $14 rebate, so decrease of $14 on price, for every $14 there is increase of sale for 140. So a linear function of the form mx plus b. So m equals change in price divided by change in quantity sold. So m equals 466 minus 480 divided by 1,840 minus 1,700. Okay, so this gives me 0 from 66 from 80, that is going to be a negative 14. 1840 minus 1700 is positive 140. So this is negative 1 over 10 or negative 0.1. So that is the slope. Now, I can use y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. I have, let's use just the first point. Okay. And remember that my y in here is p of x. Let me go to the next page and rewrite this as y, which is p of x minus y1, in this case 480, equals the slope, which is negative 1 over 10 times x minus x2 or x1 or 1700. Okay, let's just simplify this. So this is p of x equals, let's do one baby step. P of x minus 480 equals minus 1 over 10x. Negative times negative is positive, and 1/10 of 1700 is 170. Now add 480 to both sides. So I get p as a function of x equals minus 1 over 10x plus 0, and that's a 5, carry the 1, 650, negative 1/10 of x plus 650. So now that's the answer for part A. For part B, we were told what kind of rebate, how much of rebate will maximize the revenue. I'm after, what do I know about revenue? I know revenue as a function of x equals p of x, the price per item, times, well, let me just put this in, better than that, let me write it this way. Let me write it that revenue I apologize, my iPad is giving me a hard time. I've got to pull up my sleeve so my skin doesn't touch it. Revenue equals price times quantity. So R as a function of x equals price, P of x, times just x. How many TVs sold? So PR of x equals P of x, we just figured out to be negative 1 over 10x plus 650 times x. So R as a function of x equals negative 1/10 x to the second plus 650x. Notice that this is an upside down parabola. The coefficient of x squared is negative, so the vertex points out to a maximum. And we said that how do we find the vertex? By opposite of b over 2a. The x coordinate or the horizontal part of the component of the vertex is opposite of b over 2a. So b is 650 and a is negative 1 over 10. Going to the next page. So vertex is going to be minus b over 2a. That's minus 650 over 2 times negative 1 over 10. So I can cancel the negatives on the top and bottom, and that equals 650 On the denominator, 2 times 1/10 is 1/5. So multiply top and bottom by 5. This cancels this, and that gives me 325. 325. Okay. So what is this 325? Oh, no. I need another 0. I had a 0 in here. Sorry. Yeah. So multiply top 5 times 0 is 0. That's right. 3,250. So 2,050. I'm going to put here TV sets. 3,250 will bring the maximum revenue of TV sets. But the question is asking us, we want to find out how much rebate. What can we do? We can find the price related with this. We know that price of 3,250 equals -1/10 times 3,250, and then I had plus 650. And so this equals -1/10 of that is 325, and plus 650. This one is negative. So that gives me $325. So $325 will bring the maximum rebate, 325. But once again, the question is asking us how much rebate. This is the price, but how much rebate? So I can claim that rebate equals, we were selling the TV sets in the beginning for $480 minus 325. So $155 is the rebate amount. So rebate of $155 will maximize the revenue. Okay, so on part C of this problem, the question was asking what kind of rebate will maximize the profit? So, because what is it? What is revenue? Revenue is the total money coming in, okay, but it includes both the cost and the profit. But so let's go find out how could we maximize, what kind of rebate will maximize the profit. So let me go to the next page. We are given that C as a function of X equals 136,000 plus 160X. That's, given to us. And we also know that the profit equals revenue minus cost. So profit as a function of X equals revenue that we had it as -1/10 x to the second plus 650x minus the cost that is given to us as 136,000 plus 160x. Now this parenthesis here is very essential because now I have to distribute the negative. So profit as a function of X equals -1/10 x to the second plus 650x minus 136,000 minus 160x. Now notice that these two I can combine these two and claim that P of X equals -1/10 of X to the second. 650 minus 160, it gives me 498. x minus 136,000. And notice that now I have another upside down parabola. Again, I'm going to find the vertex to maximize. The vertex of this parabola is pointing out to the maximum value. So using vertex minus b over 2a, that gives a minus 490 over 2 times negative 1 over 10. The negatives cancel, so I have 490 divided by 1/5, multiply top and bottom by 5. Okay, so I do get, so this cancel, 4 times 0 is 0, then I have a 5, then I have a 4, then I have a 2. Okay, so what is this? This 2,450 is the quantity, this is the quantity that brings the maximum profit. The quantity that brings or results in maximum profit. Okay, if the question was, what is the rebate? What rebate will cause this? And so we know that P of the price of 2,450 equals negative 1 over 10, 2,450 plus 650, that equals, that takes care of 1 decimal, so 2 minus 245 plus 650, that equals 405. So $405 is, we want the price to be the price of each television. So for rebate, in the beginning, I believe we were selling for 480 minus 405, which is the bringing the maximum profit. So the rebate should be $75. So the rebate of $75 will bring the maximum profit. Okay, thank you.